Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. This is subscriber picks and breakdowns. Shout out, I Am Goddess. She went on Google Earth, and these images appeared, and we're gonna go through them. Obviously, you can see the dark underbelly. Okay, and then when you look at these edges, you can see they're like spliced in. I've never seen anything like this, so I only can present it as an anomaly. You see it has a double-edged surface going around it. I'll pull the light down so you can see that illuminated edge right here. Pull it down some more. And just take a look at these shapes, people. They're going to be in very different shapes and sizes. We're going to move forward. Look at this, folks. I mean, what is this coming? I mean, I don't know if when Google Earth was riding around with their vehicles, mapping certain, geographical areas, and they have cameras that move 360, that they're picking up these things. Because this is unbelievable. Look at this. I mean, wow. I mean, that's a serious hard edge right there in two different colors. This is blue and this is like light purple. And then look at the anomaly that's right over top of it, folks. I mean, it's just crazy. And we can see the break in the light. The light is very different from there to there. This is crazy, folks. I've never seen anything like this. I'm on Google Earth a lot. I've never seen anything like this. Leave in the comments if this is something normal or have you seen it before. To me, it looks very abnormal the way the light is bending around this object. And that's a solid dark object right there, folks. Moving on. Another shot. Shout out I Am Goddess from Google Earth. I mean, hard edge construction in the sky, folks. I mean, look at this hard edge right here. And the darkness that goes around it with the double edge again. Never, ever have I seen anything like this. And then we have that other solid object right there. I'll just pull the whole picture down and just let it catch up. Moving on. It gets worse, folks. I mean, we've seen this, but let's take a look at this. Look at the organic flow of this thing. It almost looks like it's coming around and bending. Let's take you across the edge. I'll zoom out. Never, ever have I seen anything like this. I don't know what to make of it, except it's anomalous. I mean, I see the light being bent right here. Like, I mean, I don't really understand. Like, you can see the telephone lines or electrical lines are like spliced. They're not even matching up. I don't know. We're going to go and take a look. Again, look at this solid band going around the structure. Almost looks like the firmament. And then we have another solid band right here, and it's literally blocking out the sun because the sun is right here, folks. almost like looking through a tinted window, or the top part of your windscreen or windshield that's tinted. I mean, that's disturbing the sun. So this looks like a physical object that's literally blocking out the sun light. So understand that I don't think this is some type of camera error, some type of splice put together by Google. This thing is literally blocking out visible light, and it's dark right here. And it stretches all the way to the ground, folks. Peace, love, and light. You already know. And this is a really, really strange one. I mean, this is like almost in the formation of some type of winged creature. I mean, look at the point on it. And then again, the saucer shape or disc and the actual bend and light. It's light over here and dark over here. And then let's zoom in on this object right here and you just take a look at it. Serious disc, dark body, and blue and like violet around the edges. Pull it all the way down. Take down some light. Let the focus catch up. Here we go. You see how the light is bending away from this object? I got another shot here. I want to show something in the backdrop. Bear with me, people. Which one is it? Let's see. I know I have that picture. Just bear with me, folks. Enjoy the slideshow. That's very unusual. I had a very good picture to put up of objects that were in the background of these pictures here, and they were over top of this house, but now for some reason I don't have them in my lineup. That's okay. That's all right. I'll take one more look. No, I don't see him. That's all right. We're going to move on. Shout out Colorado Skywatch. This is from one of his videos. I don't remember the name of it, but I'll definitely try to link it in the comments. But when I saw this video, it was objects flying all through it, folks. And I'll zoom in on these objects. They were not birds. When I put the link in the comments, you'll see the actual video. I mean, it's just flying around everywhere. And of course, we have this formation right here. And I have one with contrast on. I want you to pay attention to this right here. Okay, and we're going to go to the next shot. And I'm going to show you with some contrast. Here we have it right here. Another UFO object flying through the frame. But when we zoom in, you can see the wings of the creature, the face, the head. It has a horn on its head, and it's holding something, folks. I'll zoom in on this object right here. It flew through the video numerous times. Okay, and let's see if we can find a better shot. Here we are. Now, take a look at this, folks. This is what people will call the angel of death or the grim reaper. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on the face. You see the face, people? It's looking down at this place that they call Earth. You see his eye, his nose. He has some type of crazy looking hair with a horn sticking out of it. Here's his mouth open. I'll zoom in tight and pull down the light. You see that? Here's his wing coming up. Just to focus. pull that down. That's the wing of the creature. Here's the body. And this thing right here is holding is a giant sickle or a sai. When I zoom in on this right here, you can see this thing is a blade, folks. It's extending from this right here, and the blade is sticking out right here and coming down. Let's see if we have another shot. That's one without the contrast, but you still can see it. You still can see the face of the entity. And when I zoom out, I'll go into the object that it's holding, zoom in on it, and you can see it's edged. It almost looks sharp. And then we have another object that flew through. Yep. Let's see if we had that entity again. We have one where his body is literally pointed more up. I'll zoom down and zoom this in. Take you in on the face. You see, now he's looking this way. Before he was looking down. Horn, head, face, wings, crazy looking body. And it's holding the giant sai or sickle, like the Grim Reaper or the Angel of Death. Okay. Picture right here. Another small UFO craft flew through the frame. I'll zoom in. Always pyramid shaped. I'll zoom out. Then we have this cluster of entities right here. I'll go to the one that's contrasted and show you what they look like. I'll zoom in on this one right here and just take you in on his face. Here's his head, mouth, strange appendage on the top of his head, eye. That's very clear to see. His eyeball is very clear. Head. Now I'm going to zoom out for perspective. See the organic flow of the body. Spiritual beings all clustered together. I'll zoom in on them one by one. And zoom in on the face. The face is right there. More entities off to the edge here. Right next to him. I'll zoom in on his face to show you that we're not reaching or making anything up. Everything I present is 100% there. Zoom out and show you the other entity that's right here. Here's his head and his arm, and something is shooting out of his arms and hands, folks. Couldn't make it up. And I'll zoom in on the guy's face so you can see it's clearly a man with a beard and all. You see his face right here? You can see the eyes. I'll zoom in tighter. There's his head right here. Here's his eyes, nose, and beard, and he has some type of strange headdress on, or helmet or crown. Clear to see even from here. And the giant thing that's on top of his head, some type of headdress, helmet, or crown. I'll zoom out. And you see them right here. Spiritual beings, folks. Look at how the bodies are moving. Okay. Go to another couple shots. We have one here. I showed this on a teaser from Colorado Skywatch. This is a giant entity that's in the middle of the sky. His body is illuminated like he's wearing all white. This is his head. And I'm going to zoom in on his face. That's the face right here. Here's his mouth with a dark mask going around it, his nose, his eyes. And when I zoom out, he has a giant ear going this way and some type of antenna or elongated horn or point that's on his head, and it has breaks in it. And you see all the strange, crazy, demonic looking faces that are right next to this guy. I mean, you clearly see this looks like some type of troll being. He has a giant pig nose, 2 eyes. Here's his ear, his eyebrow ridges, and his mouth is right here. I'll hold that in tight for people that think I'm reaching for something and not showing you 100% legitimate supernatural happenings going on. It doesn't matter where it is, on the ground, in the sky, in your home. I see everything. That's what I'm here for. The show and prove. Another strange looking being. And you can see the giant entity from here and everything I just showed. And I have a black and white shot that will be even more telling. Just take a look. That's the giant being's face. I told you about the giant ear that's sticking out to the side and pointed. Here's his head, his mouth, nose, eye, and he has a giant horn or antenna that's protruding from his skull. I'm going to zoom in on the face because it's in a black and white and it'll be very visible to see. I mean, you can see the point of his nose sticking out. And I'll zoom out for perspective, let the focus catch up, and just hold it there. Super zoom. That's the entity right there, folks. Body, head. And then, of course, all the other crazy looking demonic energies that's right beside him. Strange construction over here with faces poking out. I'll zoom in on that. That looks super crazy. Eye, mouth cracked open.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
Massive structure here.
Stand for something or not?
Unbelievable, folks. This one is crazy too because I stared into this the other night, and I'm going to take the zoom out a little bit and let the focus catch up. There we go. Just look at how this looks like stone, people. Some type of cavernous design or honeycomb construction. I mean, it's really crazy. I just want you to take a look at that. And then I'm going to zoom in on this entity right here, folks. I'm going to hold it right there. And his face is right here. And he's sitting on the outside of this giant construction. There's other small entities and beings all around him. But I'm going to zoom out. And then because I mentioned it, you see the giant entity right here? That looks like the Predator without his mask on. Here's his body. And he's sitting inside of this giant, massive structure that looks like stone. This almost looks like the spear of destiny, folks, or some type of sacrificial spear that Tamara Magdalene was talking about, that entertainers wear on their clothing and stuff like that. I mean, just take a look at how pointed that is. Just follow my pen and the edges and designs that are on it. I'll zoom in just on that. We'll get back to the giant entity in a minute. But just take a look at this. I mean, this looks like three-dimensional. And look at the beings that are all around it, folks. I can't make that up. If you can't clearly see, like that's a skull with eyes and nose and mouth, and it has a line going through his skull. And you can see his ear clearly to the side. I mean, entities all around, black eyes. These are people. Those are the heads of people. I'll zoom in to see if it'll articulate visually. But these are people. I'll zoom out. They're all on this massive vessel surrounded by this giant being right here. And I'm going to zoom in on his face. Because seeing is believing. You can have doubt all you want. I'm undebatable. I'm bringing you proof. Okay? Show and prove. Evidence. You see the face. Eye, nose, mouth. Look at the split in the skull. It has two appendages on each side of the head. Here's the massive skull. And all other forms of ill shit coming off to the side of it. You don't have to trust me. Trust your eyeballs. And then we have another entity right here. A smaller one that's in some type of armor or suit. And I'm going to darken out the face of the creature or the being, so you clearly can look into the eyes, or at least the face of something you never thought could be real. And I'll zoom in more on the eyes. I told Colorado Skywatch I need to move where he is, because it's a lot of activity going on over there. And of course, I mean, I can't even count the type of faces I'm seeing, just human faces everywhere. And I'll pull this picture back out for perspective and just let it sink in.
I want you to know you were right. There were 2,500 barrels. They're being shipped off tonight. I know it's too late to make everything right.
See that when I tilt my recorder?
Just wanted to know.
And then look at all the other ill faces that's just popping out. It's just craziness, folks. Seeing is believing. I see a lot. I showed this on the teaser that we have Namekin Piccolo. Okay, you see the enormous shoulder pads on the garment. Okay, pointed ears. I showed on numerous videos entities with pointed ears, wearing clothes, intelligent design, the Moorish man. And then we have this. Shout out Icy Charnay. She sent this in. She said, Riz, you got to take a look at this. And seeing is believing. I mean, we're basically seeing the same thing. The elongated garment or shoulder pad, the headdress, arm, body. And then I actually zoomed in on the face, and you can see this thing has a face. Here's his eyes, one eye, nose, mouth. I mean, it literally has a face. And new subscribers and anyone that comes across this channel, understand, I'm not making anything up. I'm not searching or reaching for anything. I'm showing you supernatural stuff. You could take it or leave it.
She knows too much.
But like I said, I don't miss. I see everything. I see through people. I see into the future. I see into the past. I see all types of stuff. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. But I got plenty of witnesses that be around me that witness things that are unexplainable. And then guess what? Skepticism goes out the window because seeing is believing. And then he's on top of a massive craft with the face of an animal on the side of it. And this is the actual ship right here, folks. Always shaped like some type of organic machine, shaped like something out of the sea. And when you look at this, you can see it has the head of a serpent with its mouth open. I mean, if you think I'm joking, I mean, what are these? Those look like fangs to me. I'll zoom in a little tighter for the spiritually dead. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm getting you prepared so you don't have that massive heart attack when these things uncloak themselves or uncamouflage in front of you because you don't know where you are. And this is one with no contrast and it's still highly visible. Let's zoom in on the entity even with no contrast. And I still can make out its face. Moving on, folks. Shout out Cassandra Queen Cassandra. She sent these pictures in and I off the rip. This is very unnatural. It's almost a complete circle or oval. It's showing that it has motion and there's entities in it. They're moving inside of it right here, folks. I'm going to zoom in on the first one. Here's his legs, his arms, his body, and here's his head. I'm going to zoom in on his face to show you. This is what people call ETs, aliens, demons, whatever you want to call them. I'm here to show you, though. You see his eyes set on the side of his head. It has something coming off the top of his head. And I'll zoom out to show you that it's no doubt that this is some type of creature. You can see its legs. And it's another one right here, right next to him, moving in the fray. Like they're being transported in this crazy formation. That's the other one right there. And it looks like a female one. The eyes are more close set to the nose. And it has a crazy looking, feathery looking head garment coming off the top. And the actual garments look feminine also. I'll hold that in. I'll zoom in on the creature's face. You see the nose, the eyes. I'll zoom out. Here's the body. Right next to it. Same looking creature. One looks feminine, one looks masculine. Strange looking craft right here because this is a massive vessel. So you're going to have all types of detailed design. You're going to have other entities that are in and around it. This thing looks to be wearing armor, helmet, chest plate, enormous shoulder pads that look like a circle on the end, like a robotic creature. I'll hold that tight. You can even see it looks like it has a claw for a hand, or what appears to look like some type of construction equipment attached to it, but it's two of them pointed. Let's go to the one with contrast and even more design detail. Look at this entity. I mean, you can see its knees and its body, and it looks like it's holding a smaller one right here in its arms. I'll zoom in. You see the bug face with the black eyes and the elongated face, and it's holding a smaller one of its kind right there in its arm. Right there, folks. Zoom out some more so you can get the complete head of the entity that it has. Looks like it has hair. And I'll zoom out some more and give you the other being, the feminine looking one. It looks like it's dressed like royalty, has a strange looking head garment on. It looks like a peacock. You see its nose, its eyes. I'll zoom in on the feminine one. Seeing is believing, folks. Part 2 to this will be coming up. Shout out Queen Cassandra, and we'll go into the giant, the iron-looking giant, robotic-looking creature with the helmet, chest plate. Looks like a bolt, like robotic arm with the claw coming out. That looks like the front of a dump truck. Strange-looking dog creature coming through right here. Seeing is believing, folks. But we're going to end this on a super crazy one. Peace, love, and light. And part 2 to this will be coming up. You can trust and believe that I'm limited on time. But we will have a part 2 to this coming up. Peace, love, and light. And remember, like, share, and subscribe, folks. More importantly, share.
Like the country itself.